few and far between now. As we now know, I don't know where we can go from here. Our county commission seems to be adamant in refusing to fund the crime prevention system or the pretrial release program. And as long as they are so adamant, there's nothing I can do. And I don't know what else to do.
Without using names, if you think of the individual commissioners, can you think of a motivation for not wanting to see crime prevention promoted by this technique?
Well, one of them had a burglary some time ago. He wants to see everybody behind bars. A female on the commission says she just doesn't understand it and doesn't want to fool with it. And I don't know how the new black now does, but the chairman of the county commission is very much opposed to it. His theory is that if it was so good, why didn't somebody else pick it up? And he did, I would say this for him. He sponsored the program for years and years, and it was quite well received here. But he was afraid that, but he was reluctant to continue the funding because no other community picked it up. And I can understand that partially because he was the chairman of the National Association for County Commissioners, and he was a big wig and all that. And he really thought it was going nationwide, and I did too. I really did think it would, but it didn't work out that way. We've had some pretty hard knocks from time to time.
Let's double back, we'll come back to that, but when you were at the prison system and met Dan, the governor's office, when you said certain people wanted the program out, these people, I'm trying to avoid, I would like to see this where I live,
well,
and I'm trying to learn
what the people, the mafia, and the people controlling the drugs, they're the ones who wanted it out.
Okay.
And they got it out.
How could men of goodwill who are like you get overtaken with these people?
Well, they control the Board of Corrections. That's how they do it. And when the Board of Corrections speaks, they're smoking. That's all there is to it. They just arbitrarily said we'll dismiss the program, and they did.
So in the state situation, it was the outside influence of the element that wanted to continue crime, whereas locally,
that's right.
Locally, you had good results, but they just lost their enthusiasm because they weren't part of a crowd that was doing the same thing.
That's some in substance of it. And then, of course, this guy Phillips, who was a professor, didn't help any.
Right.
He hurt the program. And now we now have a group of attorneys and two ministers, one Episcopalian and one rabbi, who want to start a program to reduce crime. And I think the substance of they're doing will be to accumulate facts and figures and find out where we are. For the reason that I doubt seriously that the police department is giving us accurate figures.
They don't want to look as bad as they really are.
I think that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a great range of nonsensical acts. For example, this weekend I had the bond hearings this morning. 2 young blacks, one been in the Marine Corps for 4 years, honorably discharged. Another black works at Bob's Candy Company. Both have no records. They both passed the admit test. No alcohol involved, but yet they had the white man nearly ran them off the road, and then they got mad and chased him with an open fire with I guess a 9mm gun, and shot him 4 or 5 times, and came close enough to put glass in Underwood's eye, and the boy was shot. And all of them are scared to death. But it's nonsensical stuff. There's no reason for it. And he came up here yesterday and said, and he used to be a county commissioner. He says it's a shame that we can't have the laws of living and have these people taught right from wrong. And the question is, they all got guns now. All of them are heavily armed, and it's just an impossible situation. The slightest provocation,
instant anger.
Instant anger. That's right. And yet they have no records whatsoever. I denied bond because of likelihood of committing another offense. But I left the door open. I said, well, come back sometime later. Maybe if everything's cooled down, we can talk about a bond again. But right now, I don't think it's